Alright folks, welcome back to Automotive Electronics. Let me get this mic on. We got ourselves a comeback. Comebacks are not good. But as soon as I took this part, this is a cluster, it's a 2010 F150 cluster. I took apart, well actually, the guy sent it in, his was dead, beyond repair, and sent him a new one. A new used one, programmed to his vehicle, etc. Alright, so when we got it back, as you can see, we got some substantial damage right here, and I'll get it over here under the microscope where y'all can see up close and personal what the damage is. Yeah, pretty damn bad. Alright, and I just asked my son for the cable and I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, he set it up. Gotcha. Alright. Let's see what happens if we try to give it some power. And absolutely, oh, let me get you over on a bigger, wider angle so you can see, but absolutely nothing comes on when you plug it in. I do believe it's got to do with all that stuff up there. Duh. We've definitely got, let me go back under the microscope here. And I'm going to kill the power here real quick. Get me a set of tweezers so I can point out some stuff. So we definitely got 1, 2 completely fried traces. Okay, there ain't nothing left there. Number 3 here looks like it's hanging on by a thread. I've ohmed out everything else, looks like it's intact, but we're gonna have some rebuild to do. Okay, so we still got the sub-layer board here that's pretty nasty. First thing we're going to do is clean all this up so we can see what we're working with. I'm just going to take a wire brush and get after it. It's pretty damaged, so we may accidentally cause a little more damage doing this, but see what we can get away with here. We got an interior trace on these too. I'll show you in the microscope here. I hadn't seen this yet. Alright. So, get out of the glare. Where are you? So, in between these two big traces, we also got another trace that's burned out. So I'm going to have to determine where that came from and where it went. If we go on the other side of the burn side, looks like we can follow that trace. Possibly to right here. So this may wind up with a bunch of jumper wires on it. I'm sure it's going to wind up with a bunch of jumper wires on it. But that's going to be the only way to see if this is even salvageable. So let me get you back on the bigger field of view here. And I'll start to get to work on this thing. See what we can and can't do. My tweezers. Alright. I'm going to just cut all this section out here that we don't need. I don't need any of that stuff in the burn section, so. Yep, we just got rid of that one too, so we're going to have to rebuild a bunch of stuff here. Oh, that one's still intact. Okay. And I'm not supremely confident about leaving that one. It did tone out. It has continuity still, so I'll leave it for now. So we're going to have to do a little grinding. Got our grinding pin here. Let's clean it up a little bit. It's got some gunk on it.
I'm going to pull up that Chevy truck forward so I can put the other truck behind it.
I'm not sure you can get it up that far, but I may have to pull that Saturn forward and get it behind the Saturn. We're going to have to move a lot of stuff in order to do that. Boy's trying to get all closed up here for the day. Don't blame him. I'd rather be going home too. So I'm just grinding off the top, masking on these. Get down to a little bit of copper. And I think we're just going to jump that center one over to there and follow it to where it's going on this side. See if I can follow it real quick. So we got these two lines, going to be this trace, this top teeny tiny trace here. In between these two, which looks like it widens out to the, looks like a ground plane. So let's verify that a little bit. Got my meter set on continuity. Tested it. Sure your leads are good. Looks like that tiny trace is right there, so I'm going to get my probe on it. And I'm going to come over here and try to find where it's going. Yeah, it goes to that via there, which is on this big plane here. So I could grind out a section on that. And if we go to the other side, and well, I don't have anything. Yeah, maybe I can see a little tiny speck of something there. Yep. So we are all the way over here on this. So if I run a patch from there to a spot that I can grind down here, we should be good to go. So I'm gonna need, oh, you guys couldn't see where I was talking about grinding down a spot right there. All right. So let's get our grinder. And I was finding continuity to this via here, so let's just make doubly sure that this is, yep, continuous. Ah, we're already got continuity from one end to the other, so I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to tone mother lead over here, and we already have continuity there. So I'm not sure what that was for. So tell you what, we're not going to worry about putting that back right now. I'm going to just get these top lines back and see what comes of that. Now, I haven't looked at the schematic on this. I'm pretty sure that those top two lines that are burned out are going to go to a power and a ground. Oh, my leads are touching over here. This guy told me, yeah, as soon as I got it, it never did work. Well, I test all these before I send them out. Test them pretty thoroughly. And I was a little suspicious that I didn't do anything wrong here, because, like I said, I've got quite a bit of faith in my work. So I called him up after I got this thing apart, and I asked him if there was anything going on in the truck. He said no. When I put it back in, he goes, I had to jump it to try to start it. I said, did it start? He goes, no, and the cluster never came on. I said, so did you ever get it, to do anything? He goes, no, I even put the battery from my friend's car in it. So there's 2 points right there where some things can go wrong, such as hooking a battery up backwards, hooking jumper cables up backwards. Because the weird thing is with this, let's get some flux on that, make lives a little easier. The weird thing is with this, it should have blown a fuse long before it got to this point. We're going to have to make sure we stay off of that middle line there. That's going to be a little tricky. I might need to come in here and cut a trace a little further up line so we don't have anything shorting. And we got a 10 there. 10 there, 10 there. Okay. And what I like to use, because it's free and it's always worked real well for me, are these old telephone cables. Get it tinned here real quick. Go to my other iron to tin this. Okay. Old telephone wire, it's got a little protection on it, and I can get it to conform to my will because it's a solid core wire. It's not going to get all floppy. So I know if I cut it to length, and I'm careful with it, should be just right. Y'all can't see a damn thing I'm doing. I'm just trying to get this wire, the tip of it, exposed so that we can get it soldered in place. Let's see how that wire kind of comes in and kind of bend it around to your will. Oh, we tore it off the other end. I think we got enough that we can get it on that end and then get it on the other end again. Probably should have cut it to length before I ever... I don't have this end tinned. Yes, so what I was saying, I probably should have cut it to length prior to attaching it to the end there, because little traces don't stand up to a lot of manipulation. Let's see, we are on the top trace, and we are just barely gonna make it. Doesn't look like we are gonna make it at all. Let's just add a little. Yeah, this is not doing what I want it to do. Get a little flux and maybe it'll help me out. Yeah, we got just enough of a gap there. It's not bridging. Let's see if I can get it to release from this end a little bit. We'll scoot it down just a hair.
Everything's inside.
Didn't tear nothing up. Alright, see you later. Yeah. Alright, we're giving up on this plan. Totally gonna give up on that plan. What we're gonna do is figure out a nice solid point over here to a nice solid point over here, and we'll just go with that. Alright. We'll just have a big old ugly wire going all the way across. Ugly's fine as long as it works. So coming down here, this is our point. Where was this? So coming across, down. This is the very top one. Should come down to this spot here. And let's see. I want to dig into this a little bit. Yep, that's the one. So from here to here. Now we just need a little longer wires, I think. Yeah, definitely. See, I got a whole bundle of this stuff, man. It's Ethernet cable. That's all it is. It's the strands out of the old Ethernet cable. The solid core copper. Works great. Gets the power where you want it, the ground where you want it, whatever you're looking for. It's going to connect components. That's all we're looking for here. And when you're going across the board wholly like this, you don't have to get real fancy. You just got to get her done. Alright. Let's get the tip off of this. We're going to come down. And we're going to get that soldered on there. Let's build up a little bit more of a solder ball there. All right. And we can just come straight over here to this one. there. So this ain't gonna be pretty. Don't give me style points on this one. Alright, so we got another one. The other primarily, the one that primarily jacked up. And let's find the long range points that we can attach to. Oh yeah, that was a tiny one in the middle, so this one. Come down here, we're looking for maybe here. Ah, meter's timing out. That also means the video's getting too damn long. Okay. On that line, and where did we go to? Yeah. So this side of the resistor, or this pin, which is the upper left pin here. And on this side, I've already got this point. Top of any of these will work. So we can just run to any one of these. They're all tied together. All right. Now this is certainly rather mousy, but I want to know if this cluster still works. So this is how I'm going to find out. See if it's even worth going to the effort to fix. Alright, so we got some wires running across. Like I said, no style points there. That's for damn sure. Let's see what we got if we plug her in now. Hopefully we don't have the magic smoke escaping. Voila. So looks like this one does still work. Just said melted these 2 points. Like I said, he probably, you know, I kept thinking what the hell could be going on here, because what's going to burn this down? You know, you should have fuse protection prior to that kind of destruction happening. And so the only thing that was making sense to me was the truck was miswired, or we had some aftermarket something tied in wrong or something along those lines. And this guy, he doesn't live here in town, so I can't get to his truck. So, and like I said, I know this one was good when I sent it out, so, because we test them thoroughly. So it looks like we got a functioning cluster now. Yeah, it does have a triple dot mirror on it. Okay, all that's working. I can get this thing back together and make sure that we have, I wonder if we can do a needle sweep on it. I'm not going to see it right now because there's no needles on it. Can't do a needle sweep on it, but can't put it through its paces just with the manual buttons. So anyway, it is what it is. We got what we got. We'll see if I can tuck these wires along here somewhere where they can be secured, not look so atrocious. And then maybe we'll have enough confidence to go with this. This is certainly not a situation where I like what I've done here at all. It is not optimal. I can get some conformal coat perhaps and try to protect what's left of that particular trace there. Let's see what we can do. Oh, oof, got a little happy with the conformal coating on that. Got just a little butt wild with that. Alright. Problem with this is they put these things in syringes, this stuff in syringes, and they don't give you a plunger, so you wind up sticking another smaller syringe in there to try to push stuff out. You got absolutely no control. So whoever the hell's making this, yeah, it's all written in Chinese. Who cares? Anyway, it's a shit configuration for that. If you're gonna put it in the syringe, give me a plunger so I can control what I'm doing. Alright, what we could do here is tack a little conformal coating along top of these, maybe even at the point at which they cross here. Try to get them off the components and get it to stick down. We'll see what we can do. So here we go, got my conformal coat curing under the UV lamp. It's going to take a little time, so I'm not going to bore y'all with it. And I'll get back to you as soon as that's done. We'll see what the results are. So while we're waiting on paint to dry, literally, this is a pretty good example of the, let's get you switched over so you're not staring at some stupid crap here. Hold on. So it's a pretty good example of what happens with electronics when you hook up battery cables backwards, hook up your jumper cables backwards, etc. So you've got protection on the positive side for the through the fuse deal. So if you know, but when you hook up the positive side to the negative side, you no longer have that fuse protection. It's going to occur kind of after the fact. You know, on the that's why they don't put fuses on the ground side, because everything's going to go backwards, things are going to burn up. They ain't designed to deal with that. So be careful. I mean, when you're in a hurry in the middle of the night, maybe you've been out and had a few, whatever, your car's dead when you come out, be careful with that, because there's today's electronics in these cars are it's gonna bite you in the ass. Like a PSA, isn't it? Okay, it appears all our conformal coating should be cured by now, for the most part. Get my little clamps off of here. This is the great part about being an ex-paramedic. All kinds of cool tools. Don't ask where those things have been. You don't want to know. Let's see if we still have good function. all fired up. Sounds like it's working. Looks like it's working. You know, talking to this guy on the phone, it sounds like he's a young kid. And I'm not trying to belittle what happened here in any way, because I was a young kid once and I did some things that broke a lot of things, and that's what got me where I am today, because I had to fix them. And probably going to go ahead and send this back to him and hope that he gets his battery hooked up right and everything is hunky-dory there. That shows you how old I am, right? Hunky-dory. Anyway, so we'll get it back together, get it sent out to him, and hopefully everything will be good. If not, we're looking at replacing the cluster again completely for him, and that's, you know, that's another, I can't do that for free. So just ran a couple patch cables here, which all we're doing on that was securing that area so that things aren't getting up against each other. We went ahead and put some conformal coating to protect that trace that was hanging on by a thread. We ran the two new cables for the two traces that were burned in half, and say cables, it's just little wires, but they're got protection across the circuit board. We've got them tacked down to the circuit board in 2 spots, plus the ends are tacked down where they're soldered. So I don't think it's going anywhere. They're not in the way of anything. Damn sure not going to win a beauty contest. It's certainly not, but it gets the job done. So I think we're just going to go with it and send that back to him, and hopefully we've got good news to report in the end. You know, I was just going to get this thing put back together, and but I wanted to show you all this. Look at that crap in there. That got hot. That's some serious heat. So here's to hoping this all works out. Okay. This is where those little wires is. There we go. Get that seated back down in there. Get it turned over. Fire it up and set the needles. I don't think these are the needles that go to it. Nope. These are the needles that go to it. Let's get a couple of these that go in here. Just set that on 0. And we're going to set this one on 0. This one's going to be on the coldest mark. This one's going to be just a hair past empty. That one's going to be on the coldest mark. And then this one is going to be on the lowest mark. And we're going to cycle the power. Make sure we get our typical Ford needle twitch going on. Everything looks good. I know that looks off right there on the camera, but if you look straight down on the camera's at a little bit of an angle, you can see how the needles are a little different. Actually, that one's pretty damn close, but a little bit high. So let me turn this off. Let's do a little adjustment on that. That might have been too much adjustment. Yep. I'll try that again. So we're right there. Come around and stick it about right there. That should be spot on. Yes, sir. Get our lens back on here. Should just all snap back in place. Everything looks good. Everything's seated. Nothing smoking. Alright, flipped around. And we're going to get one screw back in this, right back here. Functional. Okay, and looks like we got T-screws up here. Need to be in there. All good, all set. Make sure you still got needle movement. Yeah, everything moving free, everything's good. We are good to go. And so first of all, I want to say thank you to you guys for doing the liking and subscribing. I've actually gotten to the point where I'm not making a killing by any means, but I'm making a little bit of money that's got me kind of encouraged to keep going. So if that helped y'all out, please get down there and like and subscribe if you're new. And if you're not, thanks for watching again. Thanks for your time. And I know this wasn't really exciting, you know, the events of the last few days got me a little bummed. I just wish we could treat each other a little better than what it seems like we do these days. Nonetheless, I do appreciate you guys. I hope to be a little more upbeat in the future. I hope the world is a little more upbeat in the future. So see y'all next time.